It's 4:30, so we'll go ahead and get the work session started for the November 18th work session. We're really, as far as on our agenda for this particular work session, we've got employee updates and then we'll go into general discussion. So since there's so few of you here, I am going to call on each of you this time to put you on the spot going through. Look at any updates that you may have. I'll start with Sloan over here on the end.
Biggest thing is just trying to close out the year, get ready for next year. Budget, COVID numbers are still remaining kind of low around here, but we are starting to see them on the West Coast going up. So it's just a matter of time probably that we'll be heading back up again. But other than that, just trying to close out the year on a good note.
Yeah, I looked yesterday, I think it was 32 in the last 2 weeks in Pickens, or?
Yeah, it was 35 today, I
Went
think.
up to 35?
I'll go mine short.
All right.
As the chairman's well aware, because of password difficulties, the state first responders grant got submitted this week, thanks to him. So we had to coordinate that one because they had a little bit of a irritating mess up on their end, but that went out early this week. There's 2 other ones that are actually pending committee review for the State Fiscal Recovery Fund. One is for some stormwater projects, and the other one is for some water projects. And both of those have been steadily updating over the last week or 2, and they've been providing updates on those, and they're under committee review right now. So it's looking good on that side.
So I told Justin as we were submitting the one for the public safety officials that I've proven to everyone that I'm the worst delegator on the planet, as I sat there and did it while he sat across from me. So he did provide all the spreadsheets, I just did the upload into the system. So I consider that I'm capable of going through. But that one, we should know fairly soon. I think they did promise a quick turnaround. We just don't know when the turnaround is. So if you start getting questions, it is in the pipeline. Going through there. Mr. Fry, down in the planning world.
Well, we're just going great guns. A lot of people are still trying to actively do things. And of course, we all know Thanksgiving will be a little bit of a lull, and then all of a sudden, right before the end of the year, everybody wants to do something. So we're still having a lot of plat review and things, and of course, we're trying to consolidate some time and energies and people to review some ordinances and make sure that we're up to snuff in our great and wonderful county. But yeah, we're doing well. It looks like the numbers are looking real good. I don't have any specifics because we're in the middle of the month, but yeah, we should have the figures next meeting.
I know for everybody that's here and for you, as far as when we go into the first part of next year, we're going to try to put together a committee, I guess, for lack of a better term, made up of significant developers or people involved in the construction world to sit down with us and take a look just at the processes we have in place and what state law processes are and where we're efficient and where we can improve. And that way, as we go through our ordinances, we're actually doing something in conjunction with people that are coming in a lot. So it'll be a fun first of the year project. Wes will be bald by the time we get to this point next year, and we're in the November meeting. He'll look like me, but I think it'll be a great way to do it. I think it's we get to hear a lot of input, similar to a town hall, but we'll have a lot more.
Right, a task force of somewhere, a blue ribbon committee, something to that effect.
Yeah. So we're trying to get that piece together now. Cole, Mr. Marshall.
Doing good. Just trying to wrap up some cases and close some stuff out before take some training at the end of this month. And been working with some land and homeowners, getting some trail cameras put up because they've been having some problems, ongoing problems. So I've been working several, like I said, landowners and stuff, and then got some signs put up throughout the county for no dumping, and it seems to help so far. So just trying to stay on top of things.
Good. Ms. Powell.
Working on getting everything with the open enrollment wrapped up. We got, this week, our meetings are taken care of. We've still got several employees who will probably go online and confirm, and we're going to close that out at the end of the month so they can get everything loaded and everything, and pretty much been wide open on that kind of stuff, and we got almost all the signatures we need for all that stuff.
I know I talked to a few different employees that came and said after they went through the handbook where you provided, it talked about the coverage and especially the prescription coverage, that they were very impressed with the new company and the way it's set up. So I think we've got at least a great opportunity for it to go really well. I mean, it's a new company, so we'll learn as we get in, but thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Mr. Dean in the water world?
I think we're gonna finish off the year pretty strong. We're still averaging about 10 meters a week. We had a new, builder, I guess, come in. They bought all the lots in the second phase of, Tate Preserve. I think it's 130 something lots, that they've actually started last week. We set 7 in there last week and this week. So their word is they're gonna finish that out by mid or end of next year. So, we'll be busy in there. We done our seasonal startup on the brine tank, or the brine operation today. We had a company come down and, just go over all of our equipment just to make sure it's still in working order. And everything's fine. We filled our tanks up, topped everything off. We've got several folks that we're selling to. They've done reached out to me in the last couple of months to set everything up to deliver to them. So we'll be doing that probably in the next couple of weeks, especially after Thanksgiving. The big news for the week is we finally set a bid date, or a bid opening for Grandview Water Plant. We put it in the paper, I think yesterday, or it's in this week's progress. And Justin and I put it on the procurement site Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday, which had to go out through the whole United States. And the bid opening is at 2 o'clock on December 21st. So we made a big step, finally getting some production headed that way anyway.
Good.
Yep.
I know he was talking about reaching out on going and taking a look at the plant that's under construction and taking a look at it. So when we get a date set, we'll reach out, and if we need to advertise that, both of us be able to go.
I've called him and left him a message today, and he's, they're busy, so I'll try to reach out to him again tomorrow and send him an email and see if I can find out where it's at and if it's over here yet, because I know they was going to ship it to Covington and finish it out. That's where they was going to put it on the trailer and do all the piping inside and whatnot. So if it's made it there, then not. If not, me and Phil was talking last night, we could take I'm not gonna say a short road trip, but we could take a across the pond trip and check it out. I mean, it's up to you. No, but it's gonna be interesting to see it once it gets on the trailer.
I mean, if you were talking to Phil and Landry, law firm would like to sponsor that, I had to go with you. I don't have a problem with that at all, but.
No, that was just a little.
Yeah, I'm thinking that might cause issues bigger. So, no, I'm excited to see that one coming online. And I know one of the big projects that Justin was talking about submitting, if that all gets approved as presented, we'll have a significant amount of water projects going on next year.
Yeah.
Throughout.
Oh, yeah.
Which
Quite a few.
there's no real indication why we wouldn't, but we just don't know how much will get approved for, so it's kind of hard to budget which.
Well, and that's like me and Justin was talking Tuesday when we was doing that procurement, even if we don't get the full amount that we've requested, if we get half of it, we're still gonna be busy. I mean, we've got that will take care of half of our capital improvement plan, I believe.
Yeah.
If we get at least half of it.
Yeah.
So.
Mr. Dobbs,
Hello.
in orange right after the Georgia-Tennessee game. Concerned, but
I
I still call on you.
I apologize to many Georgia fans last week because I wore this shirt on a Friday. And I realized the error of my way. So I said, hey, look. Didn't mean to do that. Staff is hard after it. deed work coming through like crazy, plats coming through like crazy. As everybody realizes, there's a lot going on around here. Looks like it's gonna continue to go on around here. So everybody's getting in there and getting her done. I will make one suggestion. I know you're not the Department of Transportation, but as we came up 515 yesterday in the dark, there's a couple of cross entrances on the interstate down at the racetrack and just up toward 108. If the DOT, if someone made a suggestion, maybe put some lighting there, it might help those cross sections. Because I noticed you really couldn't see people there. So I just thought I'd bring that up, so if you're sitting down at the table talking to them, might suggest it.
I do know, and it really doesn't involve us as much, but the city of Jasper actually requested the DOT to do a full traffic study on that whole section of road, starting south of Worley Crossroads and going all the way up to, I want to say near the hospital, or I could be wrong on the exact location. And when I was talking to Grant with the DOT, he told me that there's only been 2 studies of this magnitude that have ever been done before. One was Northside Drive in Atlanta after the bus drove off and wrecked. And then the second one's Jasper, Georgia. So we'll see, they're going in and doing a full-fledged study on how that one's gonna go. So we'll see kind of what their recommendations come back with: signage, lighting, lanes, every possible scenario of what could be used to go through there. So hopefully it'll go well.
Thank you for the update.
Ms. Rebecca?
Well, for the tax commissioner's office, our due date ended the 15th of November. From last year's ratio, when we started, sent the bills out till the due date, we were about between 75 and 80% collected at that time to the due date from the sent out date. This year, we're almost 85%. So we do think that has a lot to do with a lot of more sales in the area, because mortgage companies are sending in checks more than individuals. But yeah, we're hanging out almost 85%, so.
Good.
Other than that, that's all we got going on.
Well, from the general administration standpoint, with what we've been working diligently to get prepared for the 5:30 meeting tonight, where we're gonna do the presentation of the budget for 2022. I know each of y'all have been involved throughout that process. So we'll make that presentation tonight and get that ready to go through the process. Basically, the initial presentation will be made during our 5:30 meeting, then we will do 2 additional public hearing meetings during our work sessions, the next 2 work sessions. So on December I believe it's on the 2nd. Second, 16th. We will have a public hearing at 4:30 during our work session, where a similar presentation will be made to what we're gonna do during the meeting tonight, give a chance for anybody in the public that has questions or has comments. And then following the work session, when we move into the regular board meeting on the 16th, that'll be when we'll have an opportunity to vote on the budget for next year, pending any feedback that we get. We have already uploaded it, so if you go on the website, Nina got that put up today, so you can go on the front page of our website, pickenscountyga.gov, and access it now, so you can see not only the summary budget, but you can see the line item budget, and then you can see the presentation that'll be made during the meeting. So the PowerPoint's actually on there as well. So it's available to the public. A physical hard copy of it's in Lisa's office, in the county clerk's office. So anybody that wants to come in can grab it and use it in the conference room and be able to use it that way. So that gives as many chances as we can for people to give input on next year. And it really wouldn't have been possible if y'all hadn't done everything that you did to get us there. So I appreciate every department that's worked extremely hard, every elected official that worked very hard to put it together. Bill and Charlene, who are both I think 1, exhausted, and 2, both a little bit under the weather. I think Bill has had a small cold, and Charlene's now acting like she may as well. But they've worked the last 3 weeks, 7 days straight to try to get this to a point. So they've really put in the time. and getting that prepared so that we can move into next year. But we are gonna force Bill to take a couple days off when we get to Thanksgiving, because he's starting to get really tired and we don't want him grumpy. So we'll send him home for a day or two. We'll let everybody take off while they celebrate next week at the same time, just to show how much we appreciate you. But as far as general updates, that's the big part that we've got going on. I don't know, Mr. Barnes, do you have any comments, questions? Concerns?
Sounds good.
Plan? Am I missing anything?
I think so.
All right. Well, thank y'all for coming. I know it's a short work session. We'll have the meeting at 5:30, the standard meeting that's coming up. Thank you.